Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the entender, the verb entender. So the verb entender, the first thing that I want to bring to your attention is that it is an ER verb, and you can know what kind of verb it is again by looking at the ending. In this case, it's an ER verb. And the verb, whenever it ends in an ER, AR, or IR, which are the three types of verbs, it always means to something. And in this case, it's to understand. So the first thing we want to do is, as I explained previously, we want to drop, the first step of conjugation is to drop the last two letters, and we're left with a stem. And in this case, it would be everything except for the ER. But to point out something, the verb entender is actually what we call a stem changing verb. And what that means is the E, which is this E right here, changes to an IE. And then we add our endings. And so when we're looking at the yo form here, you would think it would be entiendo, right? Without, the E to IE, but it is a stem changing verb. So you have to make that change. So it would look something like this right here. So that E changed to an IE, and that's your new stem. And then we're going to go over to our chart, okay? And if you recall, looking at the subject pronoun chart, we're looking for the yo, and so in this case it's found in the top left quadrant. So if we go over to our ER-IR conjugation chart, we also go to the top left and we see that it has an O there. So we're going to go back to the conjugation and we're going to put the letter O right there. So you get the word entiendo. What does entiendo mean? It means I understand. We're going to continue with that stem changing verb for the next one. So you're going to still get that same stem, okay? And then we're looking for the usted. So we're going to go back to the subject pronoun, and where do we find usted? It's found in the bottom left, and it means you, formal. So when you go back to the ER-IR chart, and when you go down to the bottom left, and it says to add the letter E. So let's go back and we're going to add the letter E. So you get the word usted entiende, and that means you understand. Now, of course, this is formal, so we're talking to people that you don't know, people that are older than you, showing respect, okay? Now, these are grouped together because they're all the same thing. If you were to go back to this chart right here, you're going to see that he, she, and even it is found in the same bottom left quadrant. Okay, so bottom left, that has the letter E. So all of them are going to have the el, ella, and the it will have the same thing, the letter E. So all these are the same, entiende. For that reason, it's important that you include the subject pronouns so that the person whom you're talking to knows who you're talking about. What does él entiende mean? It means he understands. Ella entiende means she understands, and then this is the it understands. Now, it doesn't always make sense. With some verbs it does, but I want you to know that it does exist in this little section. Now, nosotros is the only exception, okay? So I put this here, no stem change for nosotros. For the present tense, there is no stem change. So what does that mean? That means that you go back to the original stem where the ER up here was dropped, and you were going to end up with just this. Whereas with these ones, we changed it. Well, it just stays that way, okay? And then you're going to go back to the little chart here, find nosotros, and there it is, bottom right quadrant. We'll go to our ER-IR chart, bottom right, says to add hemos, okay? So let's go back, and we're going to add hemos. You get the word entendemos, okay? That means we understand. Then we go back to the stem change again, okay? Entienden. So the en is added because that's where this one's found, the bottom right. So you get the en, which is the bottom right. Ustedes, that's the one we were doing. And that means y'all understand. Next one is the ellos. It's grouped together in the same one. If you were to look at your chart, it would be the same. So you get entienden again. Okay, so that's the ellos. We go back over here. Wrong one. Ellos. There it is right there, bottom right. And then you go back over here to your other one. and that's the bottom right, so you get the en ending the same, okay? And that means they understand. Alright, last one here is you're going to get entiendes, okay? So again, it's the es ending. That's the to form, okay? So if we go over here and we find our tu, it's on the left side middle, and that's informal u. And left side middle, that puts us with the es. And so that's why we have es right there. Tu entiendes, so you're talking to also you, but you're talking to people that you know, friends, okay? And so anyways, that is a stem changing verb, the first one that we've talked about this year, entender.